The most intense stories in sports are not just about wins or losses, but about decisions. Decisions that, in October, weigh like tons. The New York Yankees, the franchise that carries 27 titles and one of the most demanding fan bases on the planet, now faces one of those crossroads. What to do with Anthony Volpe, the young player once seen as a future face of the franchise, but who today is, as Jake Elman put it, objectively sad to watch. This is not only about cold numbers on a stat sheet. It's about tactics, about impact on the field, and about how every piece can alter the destiny of a team in a best-of-5 or best-of-7 series against equally talented opponents. If October teaches us anything, it's that there is no room for sentimentality when the margin for error is razor thin. Anthony Volpe, at 24 years old, should be entering his defining years. After a solid defensive season in 2023, crowned with a Gold Glove, expectations were for offensive growth, maturity as a hitter, and consolidation as a cornerstone player. But instead, we've seen regression. Not only does he lead the American League in errors, but he also repeats the same offensive inconsistency that has shadowed him since his debut. The cruel detail? We now know he was playing through a shoulder injury, one that required a cortisone shot. He sat out the last 5 games. And in that very stretch, another figure stepped into the spotlight. José Caballero doesn't carry the same weight of expectation, but he delivered exactly what the Yankees needed. Over the last 5 games, he collected 6 hits in 18 at-bats, posted a 0.980 OPS, and, perhaps even more important, provided steady defense and disruptive speed on the bases. Caballero currently leads baseball in stolen bases, and when you combine that with a lineup already powered by Aaron Judge and company, the logic becomes clearer. Speed, reliable defense, and consistent contact are more valuable in the moment than clinging to Volpe's untapped potential. This is where the tactical analysis becomes more delicate. In the playoffs, every player must have a precise role. Caballero fits naturally as a starting shortstop, bringing the energy of a speedster who can change the tone of a tight game. Ben Rice, despite defensive shortcomings, offers a bat of a difference maker, with raw power and contact that can shift a series with one swing. Paul Goldschmidt, clearly in decline but still effective against left-handed pitching, provides veteran leadership and a versatile bat off the bench, while also allowing flexibility in case Rice is moved to catcher. And Volpe? What is his role? Not trusted defensively at the moment, not a threat as a pinch hitter. So why keep him on the October roster? That is exactly the point Jake Elman raised, and his words echo around Yankee Stadium. The idea of cutting a young, once promising shortstop may feel harsh, even cruel, but it is not unprecedented. Championship teams have made such choices before. Play the hot hand, not the familiar name. In October, minutes and innings are earned, not given. Looking deeper into Volpe's 2024 numbers, the problems stand out. His OPS craters in key moments, and his glove work, once his strongest card, has collapsed under pressure. A shortstop without confidence becomes a defensive liability, and no postseason team can afford that risk. Meanwhile, Caballero offers a stark contrast. His glove is steady, if not spectacular, and his ability to get on base combined with elite speed introduces an entirely new layer to the Yankees' offense. It's true, in playoff baseball, a single stolen base can decide a game. A manufactured run against an elite pitcher can be the deciding factor between advancing and going home. Now, let's picture the scenario. Aaron Boone pencils Caballero into the lineup as the starting shortstop. That choice frees the bench to carry versatility. Goldschmidt can be used strategically against left-handers. Rice can move to catcher in an emergency, and the overall roster gains flexibility. That is the key word here, flexibility. Every player needs to provide more than one pathway for tactical adaptation. Right now, Volpe doesn't provide any. And that brings us to the most fascinating subplot of this entire season, the rise of Ben Rice. While all eyes were fixed on Judge, Bellinger, Chisholm, and even Trent Grisham, Rice emerged as a bat the advanced metrics place among the league's elite. The underlying data shows he should be producing around .288, .358, .545, with a true production plus of 150, putting him among the very best in the American League. Only 3 players exceed 1 standard deviation above league average in all categories of batted ball velocity. Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt Jr., and Ben Rice. That is not coincidence. That is elite company. And beyond the numbers, Rice is the classic underdog story. Drafted in the 12th round out of Dartmouth, a school hardly known for producing MLB stars. He had no spotlight following him up the ladder. But his bat has spoken, and now he is central to this Yankees lineup. He can be deployed at first base, DH, or even as a catcher when needed. His defense may be limited, but his bat is the kind that changes postseason games. The contrast between Rice and Volpe is almost poetic. One arrived without expectations and became indispensable. The other arrived with a heavy burden of hype and now finds himself sidelined. For the Yankees, the message is obvious. October does not honor romantic narratives. It rewards immediate efficiency. Boone and the front office face a brutal choice. Cutting Volpe from a roster would hurt his confidence. It would bruise the image of their player development system, but the team cannot afford to waste roster spots in October. Judge is in MVP form. Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Ryan McMahon round out a dangerous offensive core. On the pitching side, Carlos Rodon and Max Fry provide the backbone of a playoff rotation. This is a window. This is a chance. Sentimentality cannot be allowed to get in the way. If Volpe is kept on the roster simply for the sake of his name or promise, it could cost the Yankees a game. And one game can cost an entire series. In the Bronx, every error is magnified under the harshest lights in baseball. So the question lingers, what matters most to the Yankees right now? Preserving the ego of a 24-year-old shortstop, or maximizing every inch of tactical advantage to chase the championship that has eluded them since 2009? The answer, as cruel as it may sound, seems obvious. Caballero should be the starting shortstop. Rice must play a central role. Goldschmidt has to be there as a veteran wild card. And Volpe? Volpe needs to watch from the sidelines, rebuild himself, regain his confidence, and perhaps return in 2025 ready to fulfill the promise. But this October, the tide has shifted. This is not just about cold, statistical analysis. It is about the essence of baseball as it truly is. Unforgiving, ruthless, but fair. The Yankees have a rare chance to go deep this postseason. To waste it by holding on to a fading storyline would be malpractice. In the end, October always reveals who is ready and who is not. And based on everything we've seen, Anthony Volpe is not ready.